Makasaysayang araw po. I'm Xiao Chua, historian for the Filipino Story, and welcome to Ask Xiao! First of all, I would like to say maraming salamat po for sharing the videos, for engaging with the Filipino Story in all the platforms, and for sending your questions and your comments. We read them and we consider them, but now we're going to pick some questions for us to answer. Alright? Let's do it! It's Xiao time! Okay. As a Filipino historian, how do you feel about Carlos Yulo's 2 gold medal victories in the 2024 Paris Olympics? Well, first of all, let me tell you that because we don't always win gold medal, this is a big thing. In fact, the President of the Philippines gives 10 million for each medalist. And because of that, all the other companies in the Philippines will offer you something. Like one real estate company gives a condo unit for each medalist or something like that. They will offer you something as well. So this is a really big thing. When you become a gold medal winner in the Philippines from the Olympics, you instantly become a national hero. You know, obviously, I'm not into sports, okay? And I'm not familiar with a lot of the rules of the games. Still, as a Filipino, just because they made history, it's very important to me. But I'd like to point out what historian Ian Alfonso wrote when he heard about Carlos Yulo's win. He said he felt good with Carlos Yulo's win in Paris because in the Paris Olympics, our flag was raised, our national anthem was heard. We are being honored because of our victory there. But more than 100 years ago, when the Americans and the Spaniards were negotiating what would become known as the Treaty of Paris, where America will pay $20 million to the Spaniards for the Philippines. And that means that America will have a legal occupation of the Philippines. Our first diplomats who brought our flag there were not permitted to go inside those negotiations. So it was about us, but they did not include us. This means that the Paris victory that we had is actually more meaningful. It's like ibinawi natin yung ating unang republika sa pagkapanalo natin sa Paris. So thank you, Carlos Yulo, for getting the Philippines recognized in a city that didn't acknowledge the independence of the Filipino more than 100 years ago. All right? Okay, next question. At Dangil_PRSNL, personal. Is it really a Filipino thing if one piece of food is left in a plate for others to grab? Okay. Diba? Sa ating mga Pilipino, kapag kumakain kayo, diba? Tapos kumakain kayo, kinain nyo na lahat. Tapos may isa iniiwan, walang gustong kumuha. This has something to do with 2 characteristics of Filipinos. One is our propensity for hiya. Nahihiya ka na ikaw yung mauna. Nahihiya ka na ikaw yung magmukhang masiba. Oh, so the last piece, hindi mo yung kukunin. And then it will just stay there. I also would like to link kapwa there. Parang sinasabi mo na, inyo na lang, okay na ako. Eat this last piece. Ang problema, lahat kayo pare-pareho nang iniisip. Kaya walang gustong kumain sa inyo. So, there you go. Pero I'll tell you. I don't think I'm one of them. I will eat that last piece, okay, if no one wants to eat it. But of course, yeah, in general, Filipinos are like that. Okay, but not everyone. Okay, that's why you see me. Okay, okay. Sige. At Kain.gs. Is there still a living Babayan that remains rooted in traditional ways? There's still what we call indigenous peoples. And they still have priests. They still have priestesses. They still have Babayans in their communities. But in many ways, their spirit lives not just with the real Babayans, but with everyday people. Because what is the spirit of the Babaylan? According to Zio Salazar, ding! There are 3 roles of the Babaylan in our society. Number 1, the Babaylan is the conduit of God and man. Number 2, the Babaylan was a storyteller. She's the one who chants the epics and the myths, which makes people one people. And number 3, the Babaylan is also a doctor. So, that means, the Babaylan is actually the uniter of peoples. A storyteller, she unites the people and remind them with their epic heroes that they have one past and that they have a future together as one. They have a common future. And so, in many ways, the spirit of the Babayan is in every teacher or history professor or storyteller of our culture in this country. And so, in some ways, we can say that the creators of the Filipino story are our modern-day Babayans because they remind us of how, despite the fact that we are 180 languages and 180 cultures, we actually have a common experience. First, as Austronesians, then as colonized peoples with a common struggle and our common road to nationhood, which is fraught by a lot of challenges and divisions, but ultimately, kapwa, bayanihan, dangal, katapangan, kagitingan. And if we're reminded by that, we feel like we are one people on the same journey, on the same boat. Oh, I like that, Pani Logronyo. Thank you very much. Hey, tapos na tayo. Ang bilis-bilis. Pero okay lang. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And ask your questions. Malay nyo, mapili natin at masagot po natin dito. Kaya, ako po si Xiao Chua, historian for the Filipino Story. And that was Ask Xiao.